Hello and welcome to another video. It's me, Camila Rose. Hi Leos, how are you doing? It is time for your peace and healing reading. This is how we get our minds and our hearts and our bodies and our souls into alignment and find that wonderful peacefulness that we so desire. So let's figure out what that looks like for our Leos. Let's get your main card. Page of Wands. All right. You're heading out. You're going on an adventure. You're feeling young and spry and like a new energy of life is bubbling up within you and you are excited to move forward. Four of Wands. You have a pretty good reading starting here, Leos. So home is peaceful. Home feels nice and stabilized. Another four. Four of Pentacles. You are I wouldn't say you're worried about finances, but you're aware of your finances and you're wanting to make sure that is nice and secure. You're standing on top of that business, as they like to say. Three of Cups, you are enjoying life. You are having fun. You are spending time with friends and loved ones, you know, because that energy is great as well. This is a wonderful reading for you. Peace and healing is in the cards for you, Leos. So if you've been feeling maybe a little bit reckless because you have all this stability coming up, you know, embrace that. We get the World, and then we get the King of Cups as your clarifiers for the Four of Wands. So yeah, you're all feeling pretty stable. It's feeling pretty nice. You have literally, these are the Three of Cups individuals partying inside of the canopy. You may be feeling a little trapped. Like I said, there may be a little bit of that stuckness energy that's coming from all these fours. You may have someone, King of Cups, who is a very emotionally available, very caring, nurturing individual. We are leaning into this Four of Pentacles where you're like, all right, my finances need to be together. They need to be on mark. But you're like, I kind of want to figure out where I want to go next. I kind of need to be leaning a little bit more into like, what do I want? What are my next steps from the World to the Magician? And you're feeling a little overwhelmed. Perhaps you're either trying to stabilize your finances, or you're feeling a little like you got to be cheap. You got to be like extra careful and mindful of like where all your money is going. But you're like, I can only rely upon myself, which is very interesting because I don't think that's true at all. Since you have all this Four of Wands and then this like the World card and then this King of Cups. I don't think that's very true at all, but I think that's what your mind is starting to tell you about like, I need to be empowering myself. I need to be doing what's best for me. I need to be like looking at all the resources that are available for you. Why in the world would you, just kind of standing in your power, lead you to feel really stressed out unless you're feeling like I feel stuck and like there's nowhere else for me to go, and you're like, well, let me go have a good time. Let me go have a good time. Let me go try to celebrate. But there's this tension. You have all these really great cards, but there's all this like underlying tension energy underneath them. A Three of Cups, celebration, joy, fulfillment, fun, spending time with loved ones and family, partying, going out. And it's like with that, there's this fire, friendly competition. Perhaps the people that you're hanging out with are telling you about all the things that they've done, all the moves they've made at work, all the investments that they're making, the house that they're buying, the car that they're buying, the boat that they're buying, the trips that they're taking, blah, 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 blah. Perhaps there is this space of like, oh my goodness, let me tell you about all the great things that we're doing to stabilize our family and expand our family and like all of this, la, 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 la. And so there's kind of just this like, yeah, we're having a good time and we're enjoying our energy, but there's this friendly competition. There's this tension that's building within and bubbling under the surface. And it could just be you. It could just be you because you're feeling anxious and you're feeling a little overwhelmed and you're a little all in your head, and it's coming out by you sitting here perhaps comparing yourself to these other people, or even just feeling like I'm bored with everything is going so great that I don't know how to be with this energy, and I feel bored and I'm feeling like I'm leaning towards a little bit of destruction in order to liven things up, to shake things up, to get out of all this Four energy and push ourselves into expansion and into growth. And we get a Queen of Swords here, so you may have a friend or a family member a mom, cousin, something like that nature, who has a sharp tongue, who likes to let people know about themselves, or likes to, or that, maybe it's someone who's coming in as a guide, maybe helping you to find some direction, find the way, or perhaps it's time for you to set up some better boundaries so that you can actually enjoy things instead of feeling this kind of emotional regression backwards. Let's get your outcome. Two of Swords. You are unsure about what to do. You are unsure about what direction to take. You are feeling a bit defensive about the decisions that you have made thus far. Yeah, that's that while y'all are sitting there and having a good time and chit-chat and all that, and you're telling people what you kind of would like to do, which is, I think, heading out into a different direction, which people are like, what do you mean? You have all of this stability and all these things going on, but there is this feeling that you have within that nobody else can see. They can't tell. They're not inside of you. They can't read your mind. They can't feel what your spirit is calling for, And so you're feeling a little defensive about, maybe some moves that you want to make or something like that. Perhaps you want to go back to school, or you want to finish school, or you want to study something very, very different. Maybe something in law or something related to writing, communications realm, when perhaps you've been in more of a, what is that called? Like supportive, caring role, nursing, mother, stay-at-home mother, caretaking of people's emotions, psychology, something like that, therapist. And now you want to move into a different role, and you're wanting to maybe go back to school, and you're trying to make the decision about what route to go with that, but you're feeling like you may not have the support that you need if you switch things up, because everything has been so much the way it has been in your life, and everybody is so clinging to this stability that's beautiful and wonderful and happiness and joy, but that feels like a cage for you. Right? So 6 of Pentacles in reverse, needing to find that equality, needing to balance things out, putting things upright. So you may be needing to take, you may be like, I'm going to be on the taker's side of things, but you're feeling left out in the cold. You ask for help and you feel left out in the cold. And then a two of Pentacles. And now you're thinking, all right, because you're pushing for this expansion. You've been pushing for this expansion. It's been this underlying thing that's welling up within you. And so now you're pushing for an expansion when it comes to investment of time and energy, of resources. Maybe you wanted to take out a small loan, or you wanted to, borrow for school or something like that. And it was like, you talked to your family or your spouse or whoever, and they were like, I don't think that's the best idea. We've been working so hard to stabilize and to become financially secure. And now you're kind of wanting to rock the boat, and not everyone might be supportive of that. And so you ask, and you get that feeling like left out in the cold. And so then you're like, okay, what do I do now? Like, what's the choice? What's the route that I do now? This doesn't seem like a very peace and healing for me. Let me see, like, what's the outcome? What do we get for the 2? What are these 2s telling us? What is that for? How does this bring us peace and healing? Victory. Okay. This is your route, although it is confusing, although it is fraught with quite a bit going on here. This is your route to victory. This cage, this feeling of stuckness, this underlying narrative that's running through your mind and what's happening in your life, and you're shaking things up when everything on the outside, it looks beautiful, but everything on the inside is kind of a mess, is your path to victory. This is actually your path to peace and healing. It's just one that is not full of peace. In fact, it's a very Leo thing. Instead of it being this beautiful, peaceful, water, air, meditation, water, your feelings and your emotions, earth looking at, let me buy you all these pretty things. You take the fire route for peace and healing. You burn shit down and you come out on top. You rock the boat. And that's your peace and healing. So yes, in the end of this situation, as you bring things up to light, as you move this energy around, as you get out of these spaces, it's going to actually just leave you with options and questions and decisions that need to be made about the route that you want to take. But it's a fun energy. Two of Pentacles is a fun juggling of like, all right, what do I do now? What do I do with this now? There may also be, because of the way that this is playing out, it seems like you may have Just you may find other opportunities, especially about how to use your intellect, about where you can apply this wisdom, this energy that you have, and that it gives you better options, honestly, financially, to push you out of this space. But then it will bring you victory. It will get you out of this feeling trapped. And that will bring you peace. That will quiet your mind. You won't feel stuck at work. You won't feel stuck at home. You won't feel stuck in your friend groups. You won't feel stuck in your head. There'll be movement and there'll be victory. And that's going to feel like peace for you. Okay, that's going to be it for my Leos. If you would like a private reading, check out the description below. If you want to work with me, do meditations, do some of this, mindfulness work, do this shadow work, check out this description. Hit the subscribe button, comment down below what it is that you'd like to venture out and try something new. And I'll see y'all later. Have a great one. Bye-bye.